This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
And Arjun Kanungo is back in studio. What's up, yo? How you doing, brother?
What's happening, man?
You know that there are major jealous pangs for men across the planet simply because, you know, you've had back-to-back videos and collaborations with beautiful women. And you back up a collaboration with Momina, with Carla now. It's just so unfair, brother. It's so unfair. I'm just joking. But you're not complaining. I can clearly see from your
I'm satisfied. I'm happy.
Carla, welcome to the show for the very first time. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Have you ever been in a music video before?
Yes.
She was in Baki Baat Been Baat. That's how we met. Yeah.
So she is a repeat offender in your videos.
She's the only repeat offender.
Only one.
Only one.
So she has a special place in your heart.
Absolutely.
But nothing like this, isn't it? I mean, an experience like this, you're in full combat gear, you're in the works. So just the experience of filming the video.
It was such an amazing experience. It was very challenging. But I'm so glad that we actually pulled it off at the end of the day. The whole setup of the set was just so unbelievable, and
there was stuff like exploding around us, and like the bullets were flying, and she had to keep her eyes open during the smoke. It was tough, because the first scene, if you notice, none of it is actually CGI or anything. It's actually all there. So we've never done action before. I mean, we're musicians. I'm a musician. She's a model.
Rubbish. So he's a former national level shooter or whatever it is. You know that, right?
We don't shoot people, man. We shoot things that don't shoot back.
So he passed on some of that experience. Yeah, how to
we trained for it. Yeah, we went to the range and we did all
that. Yes. We were at the range and we were practicing, before the shoot. But the gun that I used was so heavy. I think it was about 20 kgs.
20 kgs?
Yeah, it was heavy.
Wow.
It was really, really
It was one of those sniper rifles. So, like with the butt and the metal body, it was like quite heavy. I don't know if it was 20, but it was like between 10 to 15 maybe. It was heavy.
In the shooter community, do you have a lot of butt jokes? No,
but I'm a pistol shooter, so I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
So does it also have a recoil? You know, like with some guns, they have a recoil when it comes back, or did you not reach that level? You were just holding it, yeah?
I actually have to shoot, the gun. So, what happens is, once you shoot, then the gunpowder actually flies into your eye, and it was pretty challenging shooting that.
Can I add something to what you're saying? So basically, the gunpowder she's talking about is from blanks. So we obviously don't use real bullets.
Sure.
So it's like blanks, and it backfires, like literally backfires on you because it doesn't come out through the front of the gun. So the blanks, they are technically bullets. It's just that they don't have like a bullet is made out of three parts. It's got the shell, it's got the gunpowder, which is the propulsion system, so as to say, and then it has like this metal pellet, which is what pierces through whatever. So this doesn't have that. It doesn't have the metal bit. So it's just the gunpowder and the shell, and the gunpowder has to go somewhere. So it goes back onto you. I was like, this is just such a ridiculous system. Like,
yeah, and with radio presenters, you don't mind because your face is not, what people pay to see. But with you guys, with her especially, and you being, a musician performer, you're worried about your face, man. So where did you train, Arjun? I mean, did you train with Defence Forces or just a fitness trainer or what?
No, so I did a bit of everything. I've been, like you said, I've been shooting since I was a kid. So I was 12 years old, so I've been around guns my whole life. And I'm very well versed with guns. But we took a lot of, both of us, we trained together we did a lot of fitness stuff. We did some kickboxing and some taekwondo because there's some kicking and punching involved. And we didn't want anything to even one frame to look unbelievable. Like it should look believable, so we were very particular about that. And then after that we did some combat training, which was fun, a lot of fun. And then stunt training was the last bit, which was about 4 weeks. Just to do that bit, it took me 4 weeks to do that because actually it should have taken 3, but I hurt myself by being too enthusiastic. I think that's a problem when you're too into it and you kind of I was training for 8 hours a day.
So what, you tore your hamstring or what was that?
I think I pulled out I strained some muscle in my back because we were doing these judo throws, and to get it to look perfect, you actually have to throw the guy 50 times in a day.
Wow.
Yeah,
I felt so bad for the guy.
I didn't feel bad for myself at all. I was just like, are you okay, bro? And every time I threw him at the set, especially because that scene took us like 3 hours to shoot, so I threw him down like 20-30 times at least.
Which must have really pissed him off, but Carla throwing him is okay. I mean, he must have volunteered for it. Just saying, bro.
No, but it was just such an interesting experience to see these stuntsmen and their lives, because they are so into it, man. They love it. They love the energy, and they were like yeah, do this, do that. You suck. Like it was, they're very hard people, and it's a different kind of strength, I would say. Like it wasn't like a muscular strength, more like a skeletal strength. I don't know how else to explain it. They just didn't get hurt.
So what is it that you really love about Arjun's music? What is it that does it for you when you listen to an Arjun Kanungo song?
Okay.
The smile says it all, but you've got to put it in words now, Carla.
Do you listen to my music first
Of course she does.
Of course, I listen to your music.
So he's on your iTunes playlist. I mean,
Of
it's
course.
like, yeah, of course.
Every single track of yours is on my iTunes
Really?
playlist.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
So what
I
is so
feel-
special about his music?
Yeah, I feel very warm when I hear his voice. I think Arjun just has a very unique, very warming and loving voice, and I just really love listening to him.
Nice. And in that aspect, Tu Na Mera is what you are, If I look at your body of work, you do this whole romance thing really well, man. I know there have been the party anthems and things like that.
Yeah.
But
My next song is a party anthem.
Yeah, but
which is coming on next week.
This is quintessential Arjun Kanungo,
Right.
So now let's come to the song of it. I mean, writing it, producing it, it's a viral original. Big shout out to the guys at Viral. Talk me through the song, bro.
So song is about unrequited love, right? It's I think there's only one type of love, really. It's either unrequited or it's not. It's just, and it's one of those songs that the melody and the lyrics are paramount, I think. Any love song, I would say the melody and lyrics are basically what make the listener connect to it. I think that I go with that approach in making any song. So when I made the song, I wanted to write something about, for the guys or the girls who get left out from like a completely one-sided relationship, right? Because there are those, we have them when we have girlfriends and boyfriends as well,
Sure.
right? So like we had this guy in our gym who's in love with this girl and she doesn't know he even exists, so, and every day he like see her and he'll say hi to her, but she doesn't know obviously how he feels about that. I mean how she feels about that, sorry. So it's actually a very lonely feeling, a very overwhelming lonely feeling, and it can consume you for sure. I felt it. I know I felt it. Like nobody has everyone's attention and nobody has everyone's affection, right? So it was just one of those things that I felt would connect with a lot of people. So I wrote that with that in mind. I think Kunal has done a brilliant job of taking that thought and making it into like this very wholesome. It doesn't sound cranky. It's not like I'm tired of being in love with you. It's like I'm okay with this, and that's the loneliness, because you get okay with it. You get okay with being lonely. And that's what the song is about. He talks about not being able to sleep, not being able to eat or whatever like you go through when you're heartbroken. But it's in a nice way. It's like almost like he likes it. That's what I like about Kunal's lyrics.
Many poets have written about Ek Tarfa Pyar.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Ek
come back,
Tarfa.
but
Ek Tarfa Pyar, yeah.
That's it. But I have to say this about your acting skills, Carla, simply because there's a moment in the video, and if you look at it, anybody who sees it, all of you are listening, go on YouTube it. It's Tu Na Mera, and you'll see it's gone viral, and the millions and millions of hits. But there's a moment when she's actually, when it occurs to her that this guy might be feeling very deeply for her, and this is at the end of the video, and I'm not going to give it away, but just the look that you share with Arjun, or the look that you give him. So was that part of the brief, or is that something that you just went with? The end.
No, it wasn't a part of the brief.
No, I think you did that on your own, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think you did that on your own.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
in an embrace, and then suddenly she just
looks
looks
back, and
Yeah.
then she's like, and that look was so. I felt it in the moment. Like when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, like it was there. It was a good look.
So now you got to go back on your phone and look at it after this interview.
But thank you for the compliment.
To see your handiwork. So where are you from? Are you from South Africa?
Yes.
Whereabouts in
I'm
South
from
Africa?
Cape Town.
Wow. So I remember this one time we got off at Joburg and we took a little plane into Hoke Strait, which is a strip into the Kruger National Park. And we went and stayed in King's Camp for about 15 days. Such a beautiful country, and the Kruger is so amazing. So, have you been out there many times?
I have not had the opportunity to go to the park yet, but I'm not really a safari person, to be honest. The thought of having a lion walk towards me and able to jump into the car that I'm sitting in, like, that doesn't really excite me very much.
Nobody's described a wildlife safari quite like you're describing it. Now I suddenly start viewing it in a different way. Yeah, but you should go, when you go home. I mean, this is it, the Big Five, and, people go from around the world to South Africa for that. And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
It's
if
very
something
beautiful.
happens, you'll be the model from South Africa who were eaten by a lion. Just saying, that's a good headline. Model from South Africa.
quite gruesome,
Model
but-
gets eaten by lion. That's a music video right there.
Maybe your next concept.
Yes.
So when did you first move here? I mean, was the work just too heavy for you to do out of Cape Town, which is why you had to move here? Is that
No, the thing is that as a model, being in South Africa and looking so Indian, it's actually, it's a disadvantage because the models in South Africa have to be either like very Caucasian looking or very African looking. So like, the girls in between don't really get a lot of work there. So
That's
but-
crazy because there's such a huge Indian population, isn't it? Yeah.
That's true. But I moved to India about 9 years ago, and I was spotted at the IPL.
You were in
at
the crowd?
At the cricket, yeah.
You were in the crowd.
I was in the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
So you
in
weren't one of those cheerleaders.
No.
You were
no,
in
no,
the
no,
crowd.
Like
no,
a
no.
spectator.
I was at law school at the time, and I just went, to the cricket to go.
That's another
to
interesting
have
thing.
a
You call
drink.
it the cricket. I like it.
They always do that. I had an
Yeah.
Aussie in here this morning. We were talking about cybersecurity, and he goes, the cricket.
Yeah.
He went to the cricket. I always say that.
Usually you wouldn't put that article before.
Not in India.
Yeah, you
but
won't
otherwise
put,
they say
yeah.
we went to the cricket. Yeah.
Yeah. So then go on,
So,
yeah.
you're in law
And
school,
then,
you come here.
I was So I was watching the cricket, and then all of a sudden, like, there were all these cameras like in my face, and I was all over the TV, and then the organizers of the IPL, they spotted me and they said, you have to be a finalist in Miss Bollywood. And then I ended up on the Miss Bollywood competition. I was on TV for the pageant, and then all these model agencies in India saw me on the TV, and then they came and found me in Cape Town, and I came.
Wow.
And I
And
came.
here are you doing all these sari campaigns, doing combat gear for Arjun's videos. And you got to know each other only before the first video. Yeah.
I didn't know her before Baki Baatein Peene Baat. No, we met on the sets of Baki Baatein Peene Baat for the first time, and we've been friends ever since. I think that she's a very special kind of person in that sense. She's very focused in her own thing. She's never tried to do anything like outside her comfort zone in that sense. But she's very satisfied. I've yet to find a person who's so satisfied with her life. I think Carla's very satisfied with her life, and I think that's I mean, I'm not satisfied. Are you satisfied?
Who
Hrishi?
is? No. We're always trying to reach out for something which isn't there. So we have lots
She's
to learn from you.
incredibly
Man.
talented, incredible. Like, she does so many things. I can't tell you.
So did you finally finish that law degree?
I did not finish the law
You
degree.
should go back and do it. You can do it any time these days. What-
Can you really be able to do it if you just have to like go back, or will you have to like go back to like the first year?
I can't do it. No, I can't finish it now because
You were what year? In year
law
2
ch-
or year 1? What year were you in?
I was in the third year.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And it's what? It's a 4-year program, a 3-year program.
It's a 4-year program.
Wow! So you were this close and you gave it
I
up.
was, you know what? I was, at the time, I had actually been studying for 5 years because I also studied BSc Computer Science before that. So I was in the library every
I think you
single
were sick of
day
it. I think
for
you were just like
5 years.
enough studying. Like,
And then, when this opportunity came to me to travel, I just took the bull by the horns and I said, hey, I'm tired of the library now. Let me just go and travel and see the world. And I just loved India, and I haven't left since.
Wow. Good. We should keep you like a national treasure and not let you leave. But is it a challenge? I mean, meeting smart people. I mean, not everybody's as smart as Arjun Kanungo, you know. So when you're on set sometimes, in the modeling business especially, do you sometimes look saying, oh my God, you know, I'm a BSc and, you know, I'm an almost law graduate and who am I with? Is that a challenge sometimes, or is enough smart people around?
Well, I don't feel, you know, that certain people are smarter than others. I just really see everyone as equals.
Really?
So.
I see a lot of stupid people. I see stupid people all the time. She's just being nice. Yeah, she's being kind.
Nice.
No, I mean,
I mean, you can learn different stuff from different people. Is that what you're saying?
No, for sure. I just believe everyone are equal. So, you know, I don't put myself on a pedestal at all. So I just try to really work with everyone on the set.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, no,
By being grounded.
she's being very diplomatic though. Unusual for Carla. She's not diplomatic with me. Like, she tells me what she thinks. But
And what does your tattoo say? What is your, is that just your middle name?
It's Ruth. Yeah, it's actually my grandmother's name.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
she passed away about 3 years ago, and I couldn't attend the funeral. So on the day of the funeral, I had this tattoo done, and yeah, we were very, very close. Just
Big shout out to Ruth, your grandmom up in the skies. Okay, brother, come on. Let's have some Arjun Kanungo magic with Tu Na Mera. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
one second, I'm just gonna check the tuning once more. This guitar's a little bit uncomfortable because it's a neck board, but that's fine. मैं सोचता हूँ क्या है तू मेरा, जो भी है सच है या है ख्वाब सा, पहचानते हैं जानते नहीं, मिलते हैं कहने को तो रोजाना, तेरे लिए मैं तो हूँ बेगाना, खुद से कहते रहता तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, रहने देना तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, फिर क्यों मिले मुझे हर जगह पे ऐसे तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, रहने देना तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, फिर क्यों मिले मुझे हर जगह पे ऐसे तू.
Sweet. Let's give it up for Arjun Kanungo. Come on, you're gonna help me do this.
It's a bit too close to my face. You want to do it again? The first time I was like,
yeah. I'm always happy listening
I was
to your music
here.
twice over, brother. Always happy. Let's do it.
Go. मैं सोचता हूँ क्या है तू मेरा, जो भी है सच है या है ख्वाब सा, पहचानते हैं जानते नहीं, मिलते हैं कहने को तो रोजाना, तेरे लिए मैं तो हूँ बेगाना, खुद से कहते रहता तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, रहने देना तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, फिर क्यों मिले हैं मुझे हर जगह पे ऐसे तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, रहने देना तू ना मेरा, तू ना मेरा, फिर तेरे बारे में क्यों सोचता ही रहता हूँ.
Sweet. Twice over.
lovely.
Who's the director of the video, Arjun?
Danny Mamik, the great Danny Mamik.
Okay, just a shout out to him. And was the concept his? Was the concept yours?
It was a bit of everybody's, man, to be honest. Like, I can't take credit for everything. It was of course my idea to do combat. It was something that I always wanted to do. And doing combat in a music video is tricky because we couldn't find anything like it. To be honest, like we haven't seen a single music video. We couldn't find a single one. I'm not even kidding. Like not a single one except "Wake Me Up When September Ends" by Green Day.
I don't remember the video. Yeah.
It was like it had a little bit of combat in the end where it was about this guy who was going into the army and like his girlfriend and him split up because he gets into the army because he wants to serve his country, and eventually he dies in the video, and it's a very touching video. Except for that video, which was the only one of its kind, I couldn't find a single video on the internet, not just in India, on the internet about combat. And I was just like, how is this possible? No Mr. and Mrs. Smith, no anything.
Wow.
There was one video by Calvin Harris which was about a bank robbery, and I was like, okay, this is closest I can get. But it's the only one which was stylized and had combat, had a little bit of combat, obviously not too much. So it was tough to get this landscape. Like it was just something that Danny and I were like sitting on, and we had a writer on board as well who wrote this for us. And it was something else, man. When we thought about it, we were just like, this is it. Danny came to me, he's like, dude, this is the concept and this is what we're gonna do. And he's a very ambitious guy, future star according to me. He directed Ayanathu as well. And there's a certain character to his films. If you watch my last two videos, as opposed to like the 10 or whatever before that, they don't have the same kind of character that he's put into the last two videos, and that's all Danny. That you cannot, like, that's Danny and RD, the DOP, that they work together. So they just have like this sense, like it's like almost like you can feel the fabric of their films. I love that about him. You'll probably see a lot of music videos from him now because he's doing a lot more work. But what I like about Danny is that he's a very no nonsense kind of guy. He's not eccentric. He's not crazy. He's not like a normal Parsi boy who lives in town, got married just recently. I went for his wedding, and beautiful wedding in town only. He's like a very simple guy, and you will never be able to tell that he's like this genius, visionary type of director. And he really is. Like I really feel like I've made a lot of music videos now. It's been enough to know what's good and bad, and I just think that he's got like a sense of what works and what doesn't from a story level. So when you go and narrate a story to a director, they'll react in two ways. Either they'll like it and they'll get excited about it, or they'll be like, dude, I can't do this. I'm not imagining it the way you're doing it. You know, he'll kind of take your thought and collaborate with you and take it to the next level. So that's what you need in a director, and I think that's what Danny has. He has that innate sense of taking your thoughts without imposing himself onto your thoughts and taking it to the next level and making it his. That's a unique skill set, man. I haven't met anyone else who's done it.
Most importantly, I'm very happy for you because he seems to get your music.
Yeah, he gets
because,
it.
you know, these last two videos that you're saying is such a marked change from what you've done before. Means a guy who gets your music.
Even the numbers wise, man, like people are liking my last two videos much more. Like Ayanathu has been my biggest hit till date. In terms of the numbers, we're like at 130 million streams or something. That's like insane. It's like nonsense. So, and when I say that the 130, I'm talking about like the biggest Bollywood songs in the year have like those kind of numbers, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just, and it was like with the new label, and it's not like, you know, it was like there's some big power behind it or anything. Viral Originals is like brand new. Like I was like one of their first artists. I just believed in the team. I just thought that, and I think that's what does it in 2018. I think that 2019. I mean, 2018 was a year about, you know, where good content worked.
Yeah.
It was like good content, good artists, good everything. Everything had to be good, and then something worked. The audience is getting very smart. I think that's what 2019 is about as well, and that's why I think storytelling in music videos is going to come back in such a big way, because the audience wants to see something different. They don't want to see cars, ladki, you know, paisa.
Even if it's a the ladki has to be doing something what Carla is doing or what Mumina was doing.
No, when I say ladki, I mean like objectifying women. I don't mean like female characters. I think strong female characters are like the need of the hour, right? And that's what Carla is in the film. She takes control of the whole thing in the end. And everybody's just complimenting her. It's a little bit annoying, but yeah.
I was just about to say, when he's talking about everything, about how the videos are getting millions of hits, I said, time to thank the lady.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, you need, like, this writing is changing, the audience is changing, they're getting very discerning. So I think 2019 is about that. I think it's about storytelling, and it's about content, and who knows, maybe I'll make a video with just like cars and girls. It's not that I'm against it. I'm just saying that there has to be like something new every once in a while. That's what works. Like, why does anything work? It's because it's interesting, it connects with the audience, people want to watch it. So that's what I've tried to do with this video, I think, and that's what Danny's tried to do. That's what Viral Originals is trying to do. We're just trying to like clutter break through this. There's so much clutter. I mean, when I started in 2015, there was nobody making music videos. Man, I came to your station and it was like, oh, you're doing non-film, and Baki Bate was one of the first songs,
Yep.
that you guys helped me promote. So between that time and now, which is just 3.5 years, the scene has exploded. Like, the Punjabi market has like taken over. Every Tom, Dick and Harry has a music video, and it all looks the same. It's either in the pool, or it's in a car, or it's in a club, and that's, the audience is tired of watching that. Now, probably if people make 100 war films, they'll get tired of watching that as well. You got to keep moving on and keep reinventing yourself. I think that's the game.
Beautifully put. A great perspective. So, last few questions before we wrap. Carla, what's your fitness routine? How do you burn the calories? Are you a yoga person, Pilates person, boot camp person? What's your fitness routine, please?
Well, I do weightlifting in the gym. I have a personal trainer. I also do some yoga, and we do kickboxing.
Yeah, we do kickboxing together.
Wow. And are you a cardio person? Do you run at all? And what is your running?
I'm not a cardio person at all.
I'm just like blessed with great genetics. I don't need to do cardio.
Well, that's how things are in South Africa.
She had cake for breakfast.
It
She had
really
cake
does
for
bore
breakfast.
me, yeah.
But actually, cake for breakfast, everybody, I mean, the last person who should be talking about diets, considering my size. But people say if you have to have cake at all, you have it in the morning, right? Because your metabolism is kicking in and things like that.
I don't know.
That's
I don't have such a great metabolism. If I have cake, you can see it on me the next day.
Brother, I can drink water and you can see it on me. So what's your fitness mantra? I mean, what do you do apart from the kickboxing? Yeah.
So I'm like Carla. I'm doing weightlifting. We go to the gym together. We're gym buddies. So we go to gym together. We work out together. I do a lot of weightlifting. Almost 6 times a week I'm in the gym, either doing weightlifting or sprinting or HIIT workouts. So I don't like I like my own space when I'm working out. It's like my time to relax and meditate. So I don't like gym trainers and stuff. I can't handle them. I actually feel like quite like smothered by them if they're around me too long, because they keep telling you what to do. When I get into my workout, I want to like kill it, but I want to do it in my own head. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to. So like for me, it's meditation. So I pretty much only do the weightlifting and kickboxing because you also need to improve your skills from time to time. So
what about the running? Are you a runner, walker, on the treadmill?
So, you know what? I don't believe in cardio, but I end up doing it anyway because it's like that desperation to burn off the previous night's calories. I'm just like, okay, probably should do the cardio, and then I regret it because then I lose muscle, and it's just I don't have very good habits when it comes to working out. I should run less and sprint more. But I'm trying to change that. So that's a new thing I've learned, that running just cardio is not very good for you because it kind of burns off your muscles as well. So sprinting apparently is the new thing that everyone's doing, and apparently has great results. Not new thing, but like new thing that I'll be doing. And apparently 4 minutes of sprinting is as good as 1 hour of working out. So 1 hour of cardio, yeah.
Any travel destination you went to in 2018 through the year and you said, wow, this is amazing?
I've actually been to quite a few places recently, but my favorite destination is Japan, for sure.
What gets you going about Japan? Is it Tokyo? Is it Osaka?
Tokyo is my favorite.
Cherry blossom season? Were you there at that time? Yeah.
I was not there that time, no. Yeah, I was there during the winter. But
it's beautiful
it
though.
was
Japan's beautiful.
So beautiful, and the people are amazing. I'm a major foodie, so I was just eating ramen every day.
I'm not putting on weight.
Yeah, it was just the best holiday ever.
Are you an adventure sport person? Have you ever done any adventure sport in South Africa or here or elsewhere?
Yes, I did skydiving.
You did? Where?
Yeah, in Cape Town.
How was that?
It's
I've
amazing.
never done it, so.
Amazing. You have to go. It's so much fun.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like a free fall out of a plane? Is that what you did?
Not a free fall, no. It was with someone, but it was just, it's such an adrenaline rush. It's awesome.
You don't feel like you're gonna die?
No.
No? I don't know, I just know that the concrete is harder than my face. I just that's a truth that I know too well. So it's just like,
What about you? 2018. Which is that one travel destination you went to and you said, "Wow, this is so good"?
For me, it was Amsterdam, man. Like, I've never been to Amsterdam before. I went for the first time. Such a beautiful little town. Like, people think of Amsterdam, probably people who haven't been there, I think of it as like a very big city. But it's a really small, tiny city, and it's a beautiful city. It's gorgeous. It's got amazing parks and like amazing food places, and there's like a riverfront. And I thought it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to, because I imagine it to be like this party hub, which it absolutely was not. There were, of course, places where people would go and party, but it was so peaceful. Like, there were museums, and there were like people cycling around everywhere. I just cycled for like a week. It was all I was doing. I was cycling around the city. I saw the whole city.
Cool.
Cycling.
And any adventure sport you've ever done?
I'm a futt-too, man. I don't like adventure sports. I don't like that. I like my gym. I like my sports. I like sports a lot. So I mean, it's not like I don't like full contact sports or anything. I played basketball at the national level as well. I've broken my leg playing football more than once. But for some reason, adventure sports to me seems like a bit like hectic, in the sense like, why would I be part of like the dominant civilization on the planet and then just not want to continue the tradition of being civilized.
Carla, thank you for rolling by. You're very charming, and I wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you very much.
Arjun Kanungo, till we meet again, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Lots of love. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye-bye.